I want to talk about the relationships in Don for a second. So, like, obviously, Mokarune's a thing. You know, we know this. Tatsu knows this. That's what's going to happen, okay? There's no scenario where Ira like outperforms Momo and like takes his heart. There's no scenario wherein Gigi like overcomes the deficit that Okarune's already like set in place. Like it's just not happening, right? But something to keep in mind, something that's interesting, I think, is that every single member of their harem that is like joined in and is interested in these two main characters, is the quintessential version of what they would normally want. Okay, so like for example with Okarun, the idea that like the Prim Shiratoshi, I don't fucking remember, Ira, falling in love with him should have been that in and of itself, that alone is a storyline for its own shoujo manga. Okay, like there's like 150 million shoujo mangas about that. Okay, doesn't want it. Vamila shows up, right? And like he can fucking lie to me all he wants. You weren't looking for like a male best friend to play video games with when you were asking for like an alien friend. You were hoping that some hot ass alien chick came down and fell in love with you, and then you went off into space to go make space babies with her. Okay, I'm not fucking stupid. Okay, and that happens. And what does he do? He tells her that he's in love with Momo, right? And then you have Momo, who's got like Gigi, and she's got that guy from the D&D. I always forget his name, like Zudo or whatever, from the D&D campaign or whatever. Both of whom are like archetypal Ken Takamuras. Okay, like at least like from the films. You know, like the very fit, the very kind of like awkward, the very like kind of aggressive archetypes. The things that she thinks she's interested in, and neither of them do it for her. Right? I knew as soon as she fell asleep in the D&D world or whatever and was like falling asleep thinking about Okarune and not like the fucking sexy vampire version, but like the regular ass just like nerd version of him. I was like, oh, she's cooked. She's fucking in love with this kid. It, like, you know, like, so I wouldn't be surprised if more characters show up in the future that try to kind of force their way into this dynamic. But again, if you look at them as just like, I don't know, man. It also doesn't help that Granny Psycho, when she was younger, told Momo that her soulmate was Ken Takamura, which started the whole trend of her being in love with Ken Takamura and like being obsessed with the merch and shit. Because like in her childhood head, she thinks that it's like the, you know, that the actual actor is the one that she's going to fall in love with, until she fucking meets Ken Takamura and can't handle it, so she calls him Okarune because she's still trying to deal with the fact that she knows in the back of her head that that's her goddamn soulmate. Okay, so I hope you all had a good Christmas. I whatever.